How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video, and this time a top 16 breakdown video of the EU Webcam Regional we had with CardMarket on Saturday. Unfortunately, due to a incorrectly put input result, the final standings were incorrect because one of the results was put in incorrectly and resulted in whether one of the players in that match going into top 16 and also affected everybody below 8th place. It's been corrected now. We got the correct standings today, so that's why I held off on putting it in my previously in DBS video, as I want to make sure I have the correct information, the correct the correct standings, and the correct breakdown of what decks made it, and lists as well. And make sure as well I give the proper lists for the actual decks that would make the top 16. But without further ado, we'll get into it. But before I do that, I want to just give a shout out to CardMarket for hosting the event. It was very solid. It was a very solid tournament, ran very smoothly, really great. And congrats to all the players that made top 16 as well. They put in the work and did very well, very smooth plays. And also, if you haven't already, feel free to check out DBS Deck Planet, where I've in the description below I've put all the lists as well. I've created all the lists unless they were already created and sent to me with a link to the DBS Planet. Down below is a link to all the deck lists you can see on Deck Planet, to give it a try on untap if you want, see them without listening to me and stuff, or behind it and stuff, if you want to do that. But without further ado, and also it's basically the best deck building site in the game currently. Very user friendly and very great, and always constantly maintained and updated by its creator, which is quite cool. So we get into it. So in the breakdown, we had top 16. We had for the June 19th regional, we had 5 King Vegeta, 3 Dark Broly, 2 Mecha Frieza, 2 Launch. 1 was red green, 1 was a mono red one, 2 Baby, 1 King Piccolo, and 1 Soul Striker. That was a red blue variant. So you can see a lot of it, like red has a lot of showing, with at least half the decks being red in the top cut. And King Vegeta is showing as the most prominent deck, making the top cut as like being pretty popular. I know the deck requires a lot of promos, but the lists are quite different as well. It's really interesting. No green at all. I thought maybe 1 King Cold might have made it, because we got King Vegeta, King Cold, King Piccolo, and Launch being 3 very strong red decks. King Vegeta and King Piccolo being the 2 tier 1 decks, the 2 top tier decks of red, I would say at the moment, with Launch being one that pops in and out. And I know at least one, the red green deck, was piloted by a player, one of the players that has topped all the. I think he's topped all the webcam regionals as well with the deck, just tweaking a few cards every time. Then we got Dark Broly. I would say basically I feel like it is the best black deck, like also one of the 2 top decks in the format, along with Mecha Frieza as well. Mecha Frieza being the best yellow deck at the moment, making it so good that it's pointless really playing in every yellow deck. And this is Sin Shenron. Like Sin Shenron plays it differently, as can still contend. And it was quite odd that we don't have any Sin Shenron as well. I know one player that normally always plays Sin decided to play Mecha instead. And then we got Baby, the best blue deck in the game. Unfortunately, no Bojack. The highest we got with Bojack was 19th place with Diego, our current EU champ, English-speaking EU champ. And also a Soul Striker red blue as well, which is focused on had a lot of mill stuff. Which we've seen almost top 1, like we've almost seen almost every event top for Soul Striker as well. But yeah, I thought I was expecting to maybe see 1 King Cold, because it's quite a strong deck and it seemed quite popular. and it's quite a cheap to build as well. Unfortunately, none managed to sneak through. I'm not sure exactly what the highest one was, but I could check it out. I'll edit and maybe edit to put that information in. Without further ado, we'll go to the lists, and first one we have is Mert Dalmas, who took first place, going undefeated 8-0 with Dark Broly. So as you can see, kind of a almost standard with a few differences. So he's not playing any. He's not playing any of the True Fighting Spirit, Goku that normally people that is normally put in for black decks for blue, because it punishes any deck that counters what's on the board by making your opponent warp a card when they counter. But he's got 2 of the Dark Power Black Machine, just a really good card at the moment. Also, strange enough, he's got the I'm not sure why he's got only 3 of the Vegeta Super Combo and 1 of the Gogeta Senna Super Combo. Not sure why, because if it's for the Gogeta Union Fusion cards, the Gogeta Zeno Union Fusion cards, it won't work because they need to be the same power because it's Union Fusion, with the Vegeta being a 5k and the Goku being a 10k power. So I'm not sure if that was put in for that, but that wouldn't work. One Mecha Kibera, you've got the 2 cards War for Defense. Still playing Heartfelt. It's got 2 copies of the Gogeta, the busted one that just makes black decks like even more busted. Really, it should have been put down to. It should have been restricted to just the Gogeta Zeno leader. It really shouldn't have been exclusive to like usable in any black deck. Really. Also using the 4 targets for it. You've got 3 of the SS4 Goku, the promo from TP11. I can't grab back any of the 6 drops, and the 2 TP for Cheetahs, which when it's played when you ever it in, your opponent warps a card from the hand, and 1 of the 1 from the set, which costs 1, which is why the TP is a bit better in my opinion. And when it attacks, warps up to 4 cost of battle cards from your opponent's board. And with one of the Dark Broly's only playing 1 of the Vindicator, but that's really 1 is all you need. Like unless you get stuck in life, that sucks. But still, you need to be able to play 1, and 1 is all you really need. I might play 2 just in case of the fact that it might be stuck in energy in its life, but 1 is still a good choice. And you're also playing 2 to Gogeta Fearless Fusion. That gives some that's a nice tech as well, because it also helps for your deck. You don't really use your energy that much in this deck. It gives you through barrier removal for 4 costs or less, and a blocker as well, which is cool. The 1 Brainwash just for that utility, an extra Overrealm, and then the extra cards standard like Super Kamehameha because it's the best of 1. I imagine that was made for things like Topo and stuff, which is a good choice for especially for a best of 1. You can see I did quite well. It's a very strong. Dark Broly is a very strong deck. One of the 2 mecha at the moment. I think it's safe to say that Dark Broly and Mecha Freeze are the best decks in the format, and it's easy to see why with Mert punning it to first place undefeated. Then we got second place. We got Mecha Freezer, piloted by Bartek Pakula. I know Bartek got first in the first in one of them. I can't remember if it was the last one or one of them. He got first with a similar list. I remember when I got the list on him, he did say that it's only it's the same as the last, but only a few cards different. What I can remember is the Beerus count is been put down to 1 that he would normally have from the Beerus Godly Majesty. It took out the Bardock as well, and I think we got the Mecha Freezer. I can't remember if that was in there before, and the Powder Super Saiyan. So it's like quite an aggressive list. Cell Zeno is the secret of choice. 3 Powder Super Saiyan because that's just a really strong card, like so busted. And yeah, the rest of it is just standard Mecha Freezer stuff. But he has got the Belmont to be more aggressive, along with the Bardock Awakened Instincts to trigger Beerus as well. It's a pretty good list. Yeah, there's not much more I can really say. It's similar to his old one, just with very few changes. And once again, it served him very well because it took him to second place, which is quite cool. Then we got one of the many King Vegeta decks in the tournament, with third place being Javier Rosal with his King Vegeta build. does have, as you can see, he does have the promos. He's got 3 of the Raditz TP and the Vegeta TP. He's running a unique list with some of the skillless stuff, which is pretty cool, and going green, red, green. So like the Nap Super combo instead of the Raditz one that most people play. Piccolo Eradicator Beast as well to be aggressive, along with the new Trunks and Goten skillless, and with the Great Saiyaman 2. So this seems like a very aggressive list with fighting against Fate for his Overrealm, Bodka Resolute. Yeah, it just seems like a pretty cool list. A few bits on defense as well. The Kai time for his secret rare of choice. And a Trunks Deluge of Power. Not sure why he had Trunks Deluge of Power in the deck. Actually, no, never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'm thinking of the one that would mill free. I can't remember what it's called, but that's the one that gives one combo on the one comboed gives, if it's a combo for a red battle card in battle, it makes it a 10k combo cost combo card instead of a 5k. So it's a pretty interesting, pretty unique lesson. It took him all the way third. So congratulations, Javier. Then we got 4th place, Diego Moreno Serrano, with his King Vegeta list. Once again, another also has switching gears and but didn't run the Raditz TP. I'm not sure if he couldn't get him or if he didn't want them. I'm not sure. But it does also have the Chain Attack Borgos, Chain Attack Bardock TP, along with Borgos for his one to have the 1-drop Saiyans as well to provide a bit more pressure for cheap. So with this one, he's playing the Broly TP. I imagine that's the one he wants to leave on his opponent's board, so when they play something they got less options. Main deck is some interesting, like some good things, like Kaioken for, which is always a really good card in red. Well, sometimes it might be sided, but he tries because the best one main boarded. Chain Unison, Gotenks Unison is a secret rare choice, which is a good shout in my opinion. And yeah, the standard for his it's pretty the standard for his extra card lineup, and battle cards really just get a lot of very cheaply getting a lot of advantage, which is pretty cool. Then we have 5th place Manan Chung with his King Vegeta list. Similar as well, has managed to get the switching gears and the Raditz TPs. He's running quite a unique list. He still has the Jiren leaders, not using instead of the secret rare of Gotenks, he's using the lineage, which is a good one. Same extra card lineup being the standard for most of them. Only one King Piccolo New Ruler for double strike pressure for free. This one as well, he's running Topos for to have a bit more defense, and the Gohan actually is quite interesting because it actually does help trigger the leader and provide quite a bit of minusing as well. And he's playing the 5-drop King Vegeta as well. I find that's a really strong card. It could be teched at like 2 is a good number, because really you can play it any time for free energy just by from the fill card playing a Raditz or Vegeta, playing switching gears to get that bottom deck central 2, and then evolve on top of it the Vegeta. Very easy to just drop in one turn, even if you have no prior Vegetas on the board. And whilst on the board, if they get rid of it by a skill, they have to attack over it to get rid of it without triggering its effect of creating a life from your opponent if it's removed by skill. And what's on board, anytime your opponent will play something or attack with a card, battle card, it's minus by 10k, which is really strong. And put that in with, and that backed up by King Vegeta's imposing presence, and the Jiren Unison is just very, very strong. A very good list. You can see how he managed to pilot it so well to come to 5th. And also nice tech as well that you don't see much nowadays outside of maybe some Dark Brother lists, is Mirror plus King Vegeta, Mirror and Supreme Kai for a finisher, which is pretty cool. Number 6th place, we have a bit of a change in our red deck with King Piccolo piloted by Alfredo Rodriguez. It's quite a standard list with all the top row is basically standard stuff. It did have a interesting choice of super combos with 1 Raditz, 2 Piccolo, and 1 Whis. I have quite a few options. So that's pretty interesting because at least like with Piccolo is one that you can use off the leader's skill. Raditz is just one of the best. Probably one of the best red super combos we've got, and we skew an extra bit of defense and offense, just removal as well, with when put together with drum. Pretty standard after Broly, having the Omen of Awakening as well, and a secret rare of choice being the Gohang secret rare, which is pretty cool. Like I know a lot of them. I've mostly used the Kai. That is one that helped him get into 6th place, probably as Gotenks. And also has secret identity as the secret rare choice. I know some people, it's normally a choice between Ness or Fight Against Face, and secret identity must have been a great choice to help him get that all the way to 6th place. Then we've got 7th place Mark Bugrand with his Dark Broly list. Pretty similar, well, pretty standard as well. Standard Dark Broly lineup, including 2 of the same with the old like what the old lists used to have, but with 2 of the Vindicator. He's got Fighting Against Fates in here. True Fighting Spirit, not Fighting Against Fates. True Fighting Spirit instead of but no Dark Power Black Saiyan. Demigod standard, the 6-drop Overrealm Vegetas and Gokus to go with his S3 Gogetas. Kai is a secret rare choice. And running Piccolo. Piccolo's a good one because he's got the nice +1 of being able to discard a card, the draw 1 to gain a marker, and that normally can be quite helpful putting a Dark Broly or a black card in your warp ready for either to play Dark Broly, Overrealm or something like that. And then only one champion, which is quite interesting. And yeah, just like with Mertz, he's got 2 Super Kamehameha, which is a Sankyu. Dark Broly is going to want a main for things like champions since there's no side deck. All in all, pretty standard list, but it help him get to 7th. Then we have 8th place Dennis Caval, someone we keep seeing in the top cut of the EU regionals. With the same deck as well, showing that he's very skilled with the deck and always making top 16, showing that he's very good with the deck and also very well versed in the matchups as well. I can't remember exactly what's different with this. It looks quite similar, but I remember he did say there are a few changes, slight differences. But yeah, is launch you get a lot of value and has a lot of text for a lot of stuff, like the 1 Coin Sakai, which could help against certain matchups, the Broly Crown, and Vegeta protecting his loved ones as well for helpful against blue. A very good deck, and once again showing how well he is with the deck and planning into another top cut finish. Then we have 9th place Harry Rivers with Blue Baby. So Baby got a nice tool with the set 13 in unison with Majin Buu Agent Assault the Agent of Destruction, being a very strong unison and making the deck once it gets to that point almost impossible to beat once it's dropped it. And as you can see, quite a standard lineup from the top. Like he's cut down the baby unit, still has the baby unison, but only has its 2 with 4 of the new Boo one. Super combo choice is Zeno Edge Space Time. Imagine that's so he can charge something early and then grab it back whenever he wants, which is quite cool. And also you can always play it as well to draw 1 card and then combo off the board. 2 Abuni as well. Imagine that's to just help apply some aggressive pressure. Jiren as well of the fittest. That's an interesting choice. Unless I don't know if he's expecting a lot of ever Blue Baby to have a mirror match, because that's normally really, since Gogeta's gone, the only card that really helps against is Android 17 that's competitive played. So unless you had that mained because it is only best in 1 for the mirror, and he's got the Fu Shroud as well for his overall choice, which is very strong. 2 Dirty Best. Imagine predicting potentially for matchups against Sin, because that deck stops it a lot because it tries to go off really early with some big battle cards. And still as well the big most likely the blue deck's secret choice is Baby Hatchjack, unless you're playing for something like a Bojack, which might opt for the Pycon one. Maximum as well, which could be used for removal or negate, which is pretty interesting. But almost standard, a really strong list, and helped them get all the way up to 9th place. Then we have 10th place is Mohammed Husami with his Dark Broly, the third and the last Dark Broly. Once again, a pretty standard list. I remember from the last one, Mark's one, he wasn't playing Heartfelt, Mohammed is. So both Mert and Mohammed both played Heartfelt Please Still. It's still a very strong card, very easy to pull off as long as you see one. And normally, if you are running a deck, you want to try and see it before you awaken, so you can save your awaken on your turn to drop it. Also, still all three playing the SS3 Gogeta because it's just a busted card. Just makes Dark Broly even that better, like much stronger. And also, funny enough, is just either 2 Champ or 2 Kai. He's playing one of each, and the rest of the lineup is pretty standard. With once again Super Kamehameha main boarded for things like imagine Topo. Then we have the ever launch we had, the mono red one, played by Daniel Sanchez Ariel. So he opted for quite a different. This is quite an interesting one, quite unique. It was like when mono red, playing the Shenron Unison, which is a pretty good one. Can help you cheat out humans. Oh, sorry, not human, Earthlings. For things like, because he's running 4 of the Yamcha Lords, which goes really well with it. You get a free play that and then into draw a card. And also, if you needed to, it can help you drop the. If it's not disrupted and you've got enough markers on it, it can help you drop the Gohanks Unison turn for less energy, like as early as turn 3. If you play it turn 2 plus a marker, and it's still got 3 markers, you can potentially drop the Gohanks the next turn. The rest of it though is pretty simple. He's got the Kami as well, Kami Lord of the Lookout, which is it's a 1-drop cantrip. It can either draw you a card. If your lead is red, it can either draw you a card or give a marker to one of your red unisons. The rest of it is quite standard. Like got Bunny Girl for if any battle cards are removed to drop it again to bring it back, which most likely you will always be bringing back Yamcha. Shrew for his endgame because the launch can last until turn 6 quite easily. Yamcha and King Piccolo, counterplay Yamcha and King Piccolo for because you're rolling around the unison. I imagine you want a mulligan for the unison as easy as possible, and quite a few negates because Wolfang Fist, where you're trying to focus on getting the Shenron Unison down. Wolfang Fist is great defense, affecting everything but unisons. And then Omen Awakening, which is pretty cool, and Violent Rays is one of the best red cards. So overall, quite a good list, and you managed to get into 11th place. Congratulations, Daniel. Then we have 12th place with Max Fox playing King Vegeta as well. Once again, I think it is that mostly all King Vegeta decks all managed to get the were able to acquire the TP promos needed. So Max was able to get 2 of the Raditz. Only 3 switching gears. Not sure if that is by choice or by only having 3, and 2 of the chain attack Bardock as well. Pretty standard as well, like the rest. Running the same lineup, but also with 2 Fan Fists as well, which is quite cool because the aim I think for the deck is to get Jiren down turn 3, and then the Jiren plus leader is just minus 20k almost anything that's dropped. Topo as well for defense, and once you got Jiren down, you got Wolf and Fist for 3 defense along with King Vegeta and Presence. Very strong list, and you can see why. I'm actually getting all the way to top 16 with a 12th place finish. Then we have 13th place, Christelle Mond. On the only, it's nice to see we do get female players as well, playing in events and also doing well. She managed to pilot her Blue Steel Striker to I think is a 6-2 finish, which is pretty cool. I think she played in other events as well. So she took this deck with the Reboot Soul Striker. You see quite a standard for what you've seen most Soul Strikers like this. Playing 2 Unbreakable as well, which is pretty cool. Get extra red cards to combo with. You got the Piccolo sharpening the skills for removal. You got the Unisons of choice was only 3 baby, and 2 of the Raditz. I know the Raditz is a pretty interesting one. Could block quite a few attacks, and the baby is just probably one of the until Boo was probably the strongest unison until we got the AOD Boo one. Secret rare choice is Baby Hatch, and True is like a extra secret rare as well, and Secret Identity for some removal. And also main decking free full power freeze 100% overdrive for that extra mill and potential deck out against some decks, which is pretty cool. So congratulations Crystal. Managed to get all the way to 13th place, which is pretty cool. Then we have another blue deck with 14th place, Lewis Gullier. I know he's top before with the SS3 reboot, and this time he managed to do it again, but with Blue Baby. Quite cool list. Quite a bit different to Harry's as well. Instead of cheering, he's got a main decked Kami. One also Saiyan Instincts as well for a bit of draw power. He's only running the only unit he chose to run is the Boo, which is cool because, as we said, Boo is probably one of the strongest blue units in now. Center with Baby, all negates and stuff. Playing a split of 1% of Unison and 3 Vegeta. The good Vegeta super combo. And his secret overarm choice is Food Dark Banisher, which is a really good card. It can come down a bit quicker than Food Shrouded, and doesn't take as much setup as Food Shrouded, but then it doesn't have as strong as the impact as Shroud did, but can provide a bit more aggro depending on how you played the deck. Next deck, extra cards, quite standard, 4 Dimension Mac, 4 big Revenge Big Bang, 2 UI Kamehameha, which is pretty cool to help because that provides quite a bit of combo power if you can't negate, and Chilled Army, which is like one of the new negates we've got for each or for every color. Almost every color because black hasn't had something similar like Power Burst, but it's one of those that's kind of some people are switching to this negate instead of Dimension Magic. Not in this deck, you will still have it in this deck, but in blue in general because of the blue silver bullets we got in Draftbot 6. That was a good job from Lewis, piling all the way to 14th place, but a very standard blue list, but still very good list as well. Then we got 15th place, Lorenzo Zanetti. So the only ever Mecha Freeze we had in the top cut, and quite a different list as well. Quite a really different list. Like I know we had Bartek's list being quite different, being a more aggro deck, no blue yellow. We got Lorenzo being a bit further on that with his build. Kind of standard with some stuff with 4 Big Ammo and 4 Powder Super Saiyan because that's an easy pull off, easy way to pull that off, that combination. Teching in the cards because since there's best one, there's no side deck with the Son Goku Absolute Annihilation. Similar to Bartek's as well, he's got the Bardock and Beerus along with Belmont. He's also got Poutine as well, and it's also Kai as a secret choice instead of Cell. Champa, main deck, extra cards of choice, he's got the Tyrannical Blow and Giant Bull, but only 2 Vegeta Smart Flash. Like I see most decks either have 3 or 4, like at least 3 minimum, but he chose to only go for 2. And with his targets for Unisymbol, he's got 3 Basil, 2 Chapel, and then 2 Row, which is quite interesting, allowing him to tap down stuff on the offense rather than defense, which is quite cool. And then the two Cooler Swift Retaliation for the stop things like Baby Hatch, because I imagine that's the main reason why that's in there for. But a pretty cool list. Managed to snag him a place in the top 16. And then we have the last list, the last King Vegeta list, being piloted by Milos Lysikowski. I hope I got that right. I'm not going to even try to say it again. It's not great with names. But once again, still has the promos with 4 Raditz, Young Invader, and 3 Vegeta switching gears. But he's also running, it's always the only list that's running the Son Goku switching gears as well. And it's quite a different list than the rest because if you look at it, it's got the same kind of lineup, but also with 4th All-Fang Fist. And his unison of choice was the new one specified cost Dark Power, the Black Marseillan one we got in set 13, which is quite interesting. And his lineup of battle cards: no Topo Negates, no Yamcha count. You only got 4 Yamcha counters, no Piccolos, just the only ones that aren't the kind of theme stuff, being Yamcha and Raditz super combo. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. 4 of each. He's running 4 of each of the 5 drops. Because as I said, it's quite easy to drop them because you've got the switching gears. Like with no sup at all, you can always use the field card to bring out a young Vader, and then set off for one of the switching gears, and then evolve straight on top of it with free energy once you get the once you get to your turn 3. So it's easy. It's really easy to drop them in a single turn, and I think they both have deflect as well, and they both have very strong effects, actually to help burn your opponent down, which is what one of the deck's main themes is: get your opponent down to 4. And imagine with his, it was finish from 4 to 0 through pushing pressure, and also with those 2 5 drops. Very interesting list, and it managed to get into top 16, so congratulations. But that is the whole breakdown. That's all the lists. So we got quite an interesting showing, quite an interesting breakdown. With first time we've had, I think it's the first time we've had 5 of the same deck. But as you can see with the lists, some were quite similar, like not many between them, but we had 2 very drastic ones with the 16th place, as you just saw, and a 1 red-green version. But that's it for the breakdown. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying to make sure for the EU events that we get the information out for everybody to see, because to make sure that we can show off what's going on in the EU, the event, what's doing well in the EU as well, because they haven't got many events, and these webcam events allow us to have some big events as well. So congratulations to all the players that made top 16. I'm going to try and get some interviews done with some of the players, show off their decks. If there's any specific ones you want me to try and get, then feel free to leave a comment below. If there's anything I got wrong, also comment below so I can correct it. But apart from that, you can always feel free to subscribe to keep updated with videos from me, similar lists as and when they drop. I try to make sure, like normally this would be in the previously in DBS series that I've got, where I go over the week's news in one video at the end of the week. But as we didn't get as the standings had an incorrect result and wouldn't be correct until Monday, I wait until now till we get the result, till we get it fixed and the correct standings before bringing out, because I want to bring out the wrong information. But thank you for watching. Feel free to like the video as well if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully with some interviews or some hopefully in real life game play videos, which I'm going to hopefully try and get from Thursday. But thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.